Hello, this is Cassandra Williams from Educational Innovation 360. I'm so excited to have you. This week, we're talking about the Internet of Things. I hope you enjoy. What is the Internet of Things? It is the network of physical objects and devices communicating with one another, like from vehicles to buildings and everything electronics to collect and exchange data, which is beneficial in some ways or another. I saw this meme the other day and I thought, how cute, right? Somebody is always watching. My wife asked me why I spoke so softly in the house. I said I was afraid Mark Zuckerberg was listening. She laughed, I laughed, Alexa laughed, and Siri laughed. This pretty much gives you the outline of what is happening inside of our home and the privacy methods. So I thought this is cute. This is a good way to start off to talk about the Internet of Things. What is the big difference between 1958 and now? Sitting around a TV, having open conversation and dialogue. In 2018, we are individual on our own devices and our own world. What we know is our students struggle with the transfer from 2D dimension to third world dimension. And we know our students cannot easily transfer the knowledge from artificial software into the actual real world. Our students need learning that is in an authentic context. The major themes that we're starting to see in 2018 and 2019. People are craving to be connected. In 2026, we know to unplug is going to be very difficult. Even thinking now, having our parents connect to the internet just to receive Social Security, it's going to be even harder in 2026 to unplug. We know people are going to have to take risk and security is going to be heightened. Although many will embrace it, about 15% will not embrace technology. And so new technologies will make internet safer, but on the flip side, security and privacy will be an ongoing threat. Some of the changes that you see in the K-12 sector are like our change of ebooks, personalized learning, video capturing lectures and ongoing feedback, digital classroom displays, internet and Wi-Fi everywhere, right? There's wearable athletics. A lot of students are tracking their steps. Supplies and inventory are automatically being restored and sent out. We know most of our schools have 3D printers, which also helps us with that. So HVAC systems, automatic air, heating and cooling, continuous smartphone, textbook devices, storage. Most of our systems are cloud-based now. Our surveillance cameras, many times are on monitors to where somebody's in the building, then it automatically turns on. And so we're starting to see things sprout up like sensors in parking lots or driveway, or even the bus understanding who got off the bus, how many students are on the bus, what time the bus left. So smart devices and all of these techniques and tools are the Internet of Things. I encourage you to look at this documentary. It's called The Internet of Things, Connecting It to All. And so what they go to talk about in this documentary is that we are taking part in a major science experiment. There's a 7-part series, and I think it's really beneficial for you to kind of see how this data mining really relates to every single thing that we do in life. With all this data available, positive note, people are saying, well, yeah, I want to know more about myself. But on the flip side, this is a lot of information that's given to you. And if put in the wrong hands, you never know how this data could benefit somebody else, maybe a health company, right? And so just thinking about a Fitbit, being able to tell how many steps, where you're going, or your device, your technology, where you've been, how many times you've picked up the phone or text your friend. So all of this information that's being gathered really tells a lot about yourself. The other piece that is very important is what device are students using? And so we are starting to see that many students are following the cell phone usage, right? They are applying for jobs on their cell phone. They're looking at assignments on their cell phone. And we have to be cognizant of educators as in how we give out assignments and equity. So that brings us to the digital divide. The digital divide refers to the increasing gap between those who have and those who do not. Adolph Molinari, an economist and activist, he goes on to talk about the digital divide is that 45-year-old mother who cannot get a job because she cannot access the computer. It's an immigrant who doesn't know that he can call his family for free, and it's a student who cannot complete their homework because they don't have access to internet at home. They go along and talk about the digital divide is the new illiteracy. And so we have to be cognizant of this when we are in the school. So who are those people I'm talking about? What about the illiteracy, right? And so we know about 75,000 per year have the internet. That's about the median, and 12% of households earning less than 15,000 a year. And so who is that? That's the 65-year-old mother, grandmother, the lower income family that's a part of your school, less educated, as well as disabled. Those are the students and the people that are being left behind. And you might say, why does this happen, right? Why isn't everybody using it? Because one, the cost. It is pretty pricey to have the internet. Two, many people don't see the benefits, but I think people are starting to see the benefits because you're seeing a lot of mobile use. And we really don't know how to use it, right? It's that 45-year-old mother that does not really understand and know how to use technology. So it's the lack of skills. What does this mean? So this means that 30% of the entire world population are digitally included, right? They have it. They have access to computer at home, internet, broadband, right? But this also means that 70% of the world do not have a computer or an internet. That's 5 billion people in the world who do not have access to the internet, never touched a computer, never accessed. This is a really cool map by Chris Harrison, and he talks about the internet connections around the world and the rest. And so you see the dark and the shadows of the digital divide, right? Most of the internet that's being generated are the light colors, and it's being generated by mostly who? Yes, us, the United States, and North America, as well as Europe. North America, we are North America, as well as Europe, right? Most of the information that's being broadcasting is between us two, while the rest of the world is not really participating in broadcasting their ideas and their information. There's one thing we know for sure. Computers, technology are becoming an integral part of society and education. It's pretty much a basic need of the 21st century, and we cannot operate without it. So that allows us to connect with the world, and we know it's a tool for change. So we know that the access to information as it is a basic human right. What we are starting to see is the number of businesses owned by African American women are growing. We also know about millennials, and things are a little difficult for them, right? The healthcare, housing has gone up, being 4 to 5 times more expenses. Wages have staggered since the 70s. We talk about jobs and opportunities, which are limited. And so many things like pensions, healthcare, and benefits are far few in between from pretty much our parents' generations. And so if you're looking for high-skilled, high-paying jobs, you may have to relocate to bigger cities, San Francisco, Chicago, and Boston, New York. And so we're starting to see students take a passion and turn some of their ideas into profits. And for so young millennials, entrepreneurship is about making the cash and making the money that they need. Well, here are all our references. Thank you very much for listening.